Little girls are the nicest things that happen to people. They are born with a little bit of angel shine about them, and though it wears thin sometimes, there is always enough left to lasso your heart, even when they are sitting in the mud or crying temperamental tears or parading up the street in mother's best clothes. A little girl can be sweeter and badder oftener than anyone else in the world. She can jitter around and stomp and make funny noises that frazzle your nerves. Yet just when you open your mouth, she stands there demure with that special look in her eyes. A girl is an innocence playing in the mud, beauty standing on its head, and motherhood dragging a doll by the foot. Girls are available in 5 colors: black, white, red, yellow, or brown. Yet Mother Nature always manages to select your favorite color when you place your order. They disprove the law of supply and demand. There are millions of little girls, but each is as precious as rubies. God borrows from many creatures to make a little girl. He uses the song of a bird, the squeal of a pig, the stubbornness of a mule, the antics of a monkey, the spryness of a grasshopper, the courteous of a cat, the speed of a gazelle, the slyness of a fox, the softness of a kitten, and to top it all, he adds a mysterious mind of a woman. A little girl likes new shoes, party dresses, small animals, first grade, noisemakers, the girl next door, dolls, make-believe, dancing lessons, ice cream, kitchens, coloring books, cans of water, going visiting, tea parties, and one boy. She doesn't care so much for visitors, boys in general, large dogs, hand-me-downs, straight chairs, vegetables, snowsuits, or staying in front yard. She is the loudest when you are thinking, the prettiest when she has provoked you, the busiest at bedtime, the quietest when you want to show her off, and the most flirtatious when she absolutely must not get the best of you again. Who else can cause more grief, joy, irritation, satisfaction, embracement, and genuine delight than this combination of Eve? Salam and Florence Nightingale, she can spin she can mess up your home, your hair, and your dignity, spend your money, your time, your patience. And just when your temper is ready to crack, her sunshine peeps through, and you've lost again. Yes, she's a nerve-wracking nuisance, just a noisy bundle of mischief. But when your dreams tumble down and the world is a mess, when it seems you are pretty much a fool after all, she can make you a king when she climbs on your knee and whispers, "I love you best of all."
I recall the day when you came into this world. I couldn't believe the doctor when he said it's a little girl. Well, I said, now, doc, you must be wrong. You see, I want a boy. When he placed you in my arms, my heart sang with joy. chase some butterflies.
What is a boy? Between the innocence of babyhood and the dignity of manhood, we find a delightful creature called a boy. Boys come in assorted sizes, weights, and colors, but all boys have the same creed, to enjoy every second of every minute of every hour of every day, and to protest with noise, their only weapon. When their last minute is finished and the adult male packs them off to bed at night. Boys are found everywhere, on top of, underneath, inside of, climbing on, swinging from, running around, or jumping onto. Mothers love them, little girls hate them, older sisters and brothers tolerate them, adults ignore them, and heaven protects them. A boy is truth with dirt on his face, beauty with a cut on his finger, wisdom with bubble gum in his hair, and the hope of a future with a frog in his pocket. When you are busy, a boy is an inconsiderate, bothersome, intriguing jungle of noise. When you want him to make a good impression, his brain turns to jelly, or else he becomes a savage, sadistic jungle creature bent on destroying the world and himself with it. A boy is a composite. He has the appetite of a horse, the digestion of a sword swallower, the energy of a pocket-sized automatic bomb, the curiosity of a cat, the lungs of a dictator, the imagination of Paul Bunyan, the shyness of a violet, the audacity of a steel trap, the enthusiasm of a firecracker, and he makes something he has 5 thumbs on each hand. He likes ice cream, knives, saws, Christmas, comic books, the boys across the street, wood, water in its natural habitat, large animals, dads, trains, Saturday mornings, and fire engines. He is not much for Sunday school, company, schools, books with books without pictures, music lessons, neckties, barbers, girls, overcoats, adults, or bedtime. Nobody else is so early to rise or so late to supper. Nobody else gets so much fun out of trees, dogs, and breezes. Nobody else can cram into one pocket a rusty knife, a half-eaten apple, 3 feet of string, an empty bowled around sack, 2 gumdrops, 6 cents in a slingshot, and a chunk of unknown substance, and a genuine supersonic coal ring with a secret compartment. A boy is a magical creature. You can lock him out of your workshop, but you can't lock him out of your heart. You can get him out of your study, but you can't get him out of your mind. Might as well give up. He's your captor, your jailer, your boss, and your master. A freckle-faced, pint-sized, cat-chasing bundle of noise. But when you come home at night with only the shattered pieces of your hopes and dreams, he can mend them like new with 2 magic words. Hi, Dad.
On our little boy's 3rd birthday, he got a sandbox in the backyard to play. Sand was everywhere as he laughed and he played, and I fussed at him 'cause it killed all my grass. When our little boy just turned 10, he got a bike to ride with all of his friends. He skinned both his knees as he played and he laughed, and I fussed at him 'cause he killed all my grass. When our little boy turned 17, we built a pool in our backyard that spring. All of his friends came and they played and they splashed, and I fussed at him 'cause they killed all my grass. My wife and I sit on the porch all alone as I look out across at my beautiful lawn. The house is quiet, there's no children that play, and I said to my wife, honey, if you listen real close, you can still hear him say,
children, and even though it's Father's Day and you will be receiving gifts, you fathers have done the best thing. You've given these children the best gift that there is, and that is a heritage of the Lord, to bring them to church and to let them have a faith to live by. So, as we ask each father, would you please stand and line up down these aisles? We have just a gift of remembrance for you, just so you would know that we appreciate every father. So if the fathers will just line up down the 2 aisles.
Sam, you and Jesse come get the bike, okay? You take it right out that door there. All right. I think probably one of the most excellent writings outside the Bible, I started to say one of the most uninspired writings, but I believe this was inspired, was given to the fathers today. And we have this hanging in our home now on a nice little motto. We picked it up many years ago, and when my boy was a baby, we had it hanging in the nursery. And we've had it all through the years. And for you that did not get a copy, let me read it to you. Children learn what they live. If a child lives with criticism, he learns to condemn. If a child lives with hostility, he learns to fight. If a child lives with ridicule, he learns to be shy. If a child lives with shame, he learns to feel guilty. If a child lives with tolerance, he learns to be patient. If a child lives with encouragement, he learns confidence. If a child lives with praise, he learns to appreciate. If a child lives with fairness, he learns justice. If a child lives with security, he learns to have faith. If a child lives with approval, he learns to like himself. If a child lives with acceptance and friendship, he learns to find love in the world. I think that is one of the finest writings that I have ever come across in my years. I know to many of you it's certainly not new, probably all of you, but we appreciate having this in the hands of every father, and it would be good for you to place it where you can see it often, perhaps on your desk if you have an office, or on the dresser, somewhere you can see it occasionally. Think on this, and especially you who have younger children.